All right, I think we're live. Wonderful. All right, so I just put up a video on Instagram telling you guys that I am going to talk about dressing appropriately. While I wait for a few people to come in that are going to join, dressing appropriately is very, very important as a woman, because it's how the world sees you. And I think a lot of women aren't being taught this. I don't know if the moms and the aunties have stopped talking to their daughters about dressing appropriately. But I know when I was growing up, my mom was particular about how we presented ourselves, how we went to church, how we went to school, how we did our hair. Mothers used to teach their daughters, how to be ladies, how to embrace your feminine journey, how to navigate the world. And I find it interesting that in today's society, everybody kind of wants to be coddled. Everybody wants to, yes. Thank you, everybody coming in. And that's a good point. So someone said that you want me to talk about presentation under your clothes, like what kind of garments to wear under your clothes. And someone said a lot of aunties and moms don't dress appropriate themselves. And I think that's a bigger problem in today's society, is that we've lost the great, graceful women that once was a part of our society. And if I'm looking strangely at the screen, you guys, my contacts are acting a fool right now. So that's why I'm kind of squinting a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna play this video and we're gonna talk about how we know that there's discrimination in the world. You guys know I did a very popular video on my channel called Why Plus Size Women Lose in Dating, Why They Lose the Most, Why They Lose Over Everyone. And besides the fact that just being fat is not the standard, although we know it's a lot of fat women in the world, but besides the fact that fat is not the standard, fat women seem to not know this. So when you don't understand that you're already dating at a disadvantage, you become delusional. And so I did a whole video on why plus size women lose, because they don't understand that as a plus size woman, you already are making your life harder. You're making it harder because you have to shop in specialty stores. You have to go extra with your hairstyle, with your appearance. And it just makes it harder in life. And that's just the fact. I know a lot of fat women they refuse to say it because I guess it makes them feel bad or, whatever. But that's just the reality of life. When you choose to be overweight, you're going to have barriers there. Okay. And so and this is not just plus size women, this is all women, we have lost our grace. What we do in our personal life, what we choose to wear in your personal life, that's your personal life. In my personal life, I'm ripping and running. I'm at home all day, so I'm usually in jeans, sneakers, sandals, things that are conducive for my environment, because I live in the Middle East. It's a desert, it's dust everywhere. But when I go out, to specific restaurants, to specific environments, to specific events, I know that I must understand where I'm going. And that video will be up in Patreon. I'm gonna do that video for Patreon as soon as I get off here, all right? Because I'm gonna teach you how to research where you're going and how to determine what to wear so that this doesn't happen to you, because you can't blame racism for everything. Okay? You can't blame racism for everything because you can't prove it. So you're wasting your time. And quite frankly, a lot of people, even if, let's just say it was racial discrimination. Good morning, everybody coming in. Let's just say it was racial discrimination. They don't care. A lot of people don't care, okay? So that's why you have to start looking at the bigger picture for yourself, for your life, what you want for you. and stop worrying about what's fair, what's not fair. You can't control that. You can't dictate it. So let's get into the video. Let me turn my mic off first, y'all. The video better when I turn my mic off.
New tonight, a woman denied entrance into a Buckhead restaurant because of what she was wearing. Take a look. This is her outfit, perhaps a little casual. She says that she understood, that is, until she saw what other customers were wearing. And take a look at this. People wearing t-shirts and jean shorts and backless tops. They were all allowed in. CBS 46's Zach Summers live in Buckhead tonight. And Zach, this woman says the restaurant is applying its policy unfairly.
Yeah, you know, that woman who reached out to us admits after learning about the restaurant's business casual dress code, she should not have been seated. She was wearing a tracksuit, but it's what she later witnessed that made her feel some kind of way, and she's not alone.
It's about
for a second. This woman went to the news. She went and talked about how this restaurant had all these complaints. My first question is, why are people that are so sensitive to race, why do you go to these white restaurants? I don't quite understand. You know, if you have seen that supposedly the restaurant is discriminatory, why do you want to go to these establishments? And then the second thing that stuck out to me was she knows that it was not a part of the dress code. Did you hear her? She said it. You know, the newscaster said it. She knows that tracksuits were not allowed at that particular restaurant. That does not make a restaurant racist, okay? We have to stop with this foolishness, okay? It does not make a restaurant racist because you don't want to abide by their dress code, okay? It doesn't make a restaurant racist because you don't want to abide by their dress code. And even if you look around and you say to yourself, but she wearing shorts, she wearing shorts, her back is out, he got on sneakers, shorts, jeans, all of these things were allowed at that restaurant, okay? And I'm gonna get into some other reasons why she may have been denied, but we're gonna keep it to the core topic because it's not about this woman. God bless her, whoever she is. I don't even know her name. But it's about understanding how to play the game of life, okay? If you're in a tracksuit anyway, why are you trying to buck a policy of a business owner? Business owners can do what they want about dress codes as long as they're not blatantly saying to you, oh, you are black, I'm not letting you in. You know, you're ugly, I'm not letting you in. You're fat, I'm not letting you in. If they don't directly say these things to you, you cannot prove it's discriminatory. Even if you tried, you wouldn't be able to prove it. And that's why this woman does not have a case. She does not have a case because she was not abiding by the dress code, okay? So let's finish watching the clip.
just being equitable in decision making.
Hours after Monica Johnson was told she couldn't be seated at Les Paperback due to the restaurant's business casual dress code, she snapped these pictures. People at the restaurant in shorts, t-shirts, ripped jeans, and tennis shoes.
It doesn't seem consistent.
Johnson says when she brought her concerns to the general manager, he was dismissive.
What I was expecting is not what happened. What I expected would be, sorry that was your experience. We're not perfect. We don't always get things right.
Online reviews of Les Paperback show a pattern of complaints about the restaurant's dress code. Critics claiming to have been denied for being curvy, having holes in their jeans, and for not wearing a jacket.
If it's a clear pattern, then something needs to be done.
A spokesperson for the restaurant has to accommodate their guests, saying in a statement, quote, To protect our restaurant's culture, we installed a minimum standard in our business casual attire, which includes jeans and sneakers, but prohibits baseball caps and athletic clothing, including sweatpants and tops.
Maybe this is an opportunity to tighten up your policy, because the way it is written, it allows for arbitrary decisions to be made about who should be accommodated versus who should not.
And tonight, the spokesperson for the restaurant acknowledges that their system is not perfect, but she says that they strive to maintain their policy requirements on a daily basis. Live in Buckhead, Zach Summers, CBS 46 News. Zach, thank you.
All right. So that's the clip. Let me see what y'all are saying. Somebody said, I think it's interesting that she cleaned up for the news interview. Exactly. And I'm glad that you noticed that. For the news interview, she looked polished, pulled together, clean. Everything was together. You said, and I'm sorry this may be hard to hear, but a tracksuit, shorts, and casual wear doesn't look as sloppy on smaller people. I'm just saying we have to be honest. Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, girl. Okay, y'all know I was a school teacher for over a decade. I was an educator. Y'all know what kind of body I got. Okay, right? It's shapely for days, all right? I used to have to wear a cardigan over my pants that were a little bit more tighter, that were a little bit more figure hugging, along with my skirts that were not as, appropriate to wear without a top to work. I would have to do that. But there would be girls who are, smaller than me. We both have cute shapes, but they would be smaller than me. Maybe they wear size 2 or 4 or 6. They could wear those little pencil skirts and those little tops, and they wouldn't need a cardigan because they don't have all the motion that I have in the back of me, okay? And the truth of the matter is, I did it for my students and to be appropriate for their parents. A parent does not send their child to school to watch my butt jiggle while I'm writing on the board or while I'm doing a presentation on the board, okay? A parent sends their child to school to learn. So I knew, because I taught middle school and I taught high school as well. And these boys are, they're developing. So they're looking at your body, and you have to be appropriate as a leader in your profession. And so for the respect of myself, because I didn't want them looking at my behind, if my pants were a little bit more hugging, or if my pencil skirt was a little bit tighter, for the respect of myself and my presentation, and also for the respect of my students and parents, I covered my behind, okay? And so this is what I'm talking about, the mentality. She wore that little jogging suit, and it wasn't the most attractive jogging suit. It wasn't even a polished look, it didn't look very polished to me from the picture, but the picture maybe just be cloudy. And I think bigger women, those of us that are curvy, we have smaller waists, maybe we have wide hips, we have to understand that we can't do what nobody does. And this is the problem with the modern day woman. They don't understand how to dress for their body, because in their mind, it don't matter. It don't matter. I can do what I want. I can wear what I want. I know I'm big, but it doesn't matter. I want to wear what a size 5 can wear. I'm just going to wear it. I don't care. Well, get ready to be discriminated against, okay? Get ready to be discriminated against and mistreated, all right? Get ready to be. Like I said, if you're bigger, you already got that strike against you. Some people are going to treat you great. They're going to treat you fine. And there's a hierarchy to that. I talked about in why plus size women lose in dating. There's a hierarchy to the plus size woman. Some plus size women, you're just a few extra pounds big. Everything is in the right place for you. It may just be in your behind. It may just be you have a bigger chest. But if you got a little smaller waist, you may not face that many examples of discrimination in society. Now, if you're 300 pounds, a 200-pound versus a 160-pound woman versus a 200-pound woman versus a 250-pound woman versus a 300-pound woman are all going to get different results in life, okay? I talk about this specifically in the video, and it was one of my most loved videos. I didn't even get a lot of backlash off that video because, you know, I keep people mad. I got so many good comments. Some of y'all were able to catch it before I put it in my private Patreon community. So I just don't understand the mentality of women. I really don't understand their mentality. You should want to bring your best. If you're going, to my knowledge, this restaurant is in Buckhead. And I know a lot of people are saying Buckhead is going down a little bit. There seems to be a little more crime in Atlanta altogether happening in Atlanta. Atlanta's getting a lot of talk because of the crime. But it's still Buckhead. Buckhead is where affluent people live. Buckhead is where your, you know, creme de la creme, your cream of the crop, that is where those people tend to eat, live, and hang out, okay? Whether you think it's a upscale area or not, it's Buckhead, okay? Why would you choose to wear that outfit? You know, that's the thing that I don't understand. Barely see y'all comments, but I'm going to scroll up in a second and read your comments because I'm going to end this video. I said what I had to say, but I think it's the sloppiness of the look that was the biggest problem with why the restaurant owner was like, so there was 3 things why I think she wasn't let in. 3 things. This is my personal opinion. Can't prove it. But the first reason I think is the sloppiness of the jogging suit. I think the jogging suit looked kind of sloppy, all right? Jogging suits are loungewear, ladies. I don't care how many stores are selling them. I don't care how many times we rock them to the airport because we're being comfortable. I love jogging sets, sweatpants, but I tend to buy a particular style of sweatpant. I'm going to talk to you ladies about that in Patreon. The specific style that you should wear where people don't even know you're wearing sweatpants, okay? I'm going to help you with that for comfort reasons. But you know, they didn't let her in because she looked sloppy. 1. 2, it could have been they didn't view her as right. Somebody could have had a personal bias. I'm not going to take away her feeling, you know, but feelings aren't facts. My husband tells me that all the time. Feelings aren't facts. So we can't prove that they didn't let her in because she was black or because she was fat, because we can't prove it. There's no like evidence we can gather to make that assumption. But I will say, maybe because of the sloppiness, oh, she's kind of sloppy, she's on the big side too. Yeah, and you're not following our dress code. So there are 3 reasons why she could have not been allowed in that restaurant. It could have been really just the dress code and no discrimination. It could have been you look sloppy, plus on top of it, you're not put together. It could have been, I don't like your look altogether. You don't belong here. We don't really know. We don't really know why. So stop it with the racism because it makes us look crazy. This is for the black women. It really makes us look crazy when we walk around talking about white supremacy and racism all the time. Because let me explain something to y'all. I know it's all over the media and on the news and it seems like people care, but the people that actually are movers and shakers in this world, they don't care about you crying white supremacy or racism. They don't care. So what I would advise you to do, women, especially young women, you're starting out in life with your career, with your dating life. What I would advise you to do is to be in the best shape of your life. That is where I dropped the ball. I will scream it to the top of the mountains that I should have been more in tune with weight management at a younger age. And I know how hard it is to lose weight. Y'all see how hard it is. But I will continue to tell young women, get the weight off you because you're going to feel better. You're going to be lighter on your feet. You're going to get better treatment. Second thing, dress for the occasion. Ladies, dress for the occasion. And I would say more times than not, be overdressed as opposed to underdressed. Okay, not like a fool. You're not wearing a ball gown to a French restaurant, you know, unless you're going to like, one of those really top restaurants that require formal dress. And there are restaurants that require that, but we're not talking about that. if you're going to an upscale restaurant, you need to do your research. The video in my Patreon community, I'm going to talk about how to do research and how to figure out how to dress. I'm going to do that video right now on Patreon. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. I just came to say, learn to play the game of life, or you're going to lose. That's it. Let me see what y'all are saying before I get out of here. I honestly don't think they have a problem with overweight women. I think the problem was her sloppiness. Yes, I read that comment. I agree with you 100%. It's a utopian thinking to feel people are not going to judge you on your physical appearance. I'm so over people feeling like the consequences aren't real. That's correct. And I want to add a little point to that wonderful statement you just made. Life is not fair. God is fair. You're going to be okay. If you believe in God, if you really, really believe in God, you're going to be okay. But here's the thing. Everybody has favor in some way. Some people were raised in families that were powerful, that gave them more influence and favor on certain scenes. Some people have beauty favor. Whatever their beauty is, it's just most people like it. Some people have body type favor. Some people have articulation favor. They just speak well. Some people have personality favor. Their personalities are just so interesting and everybody, every one of you that are watching me right now has favor. It's your job as a woman to figure out where you have been favored in your life and use that strength to navigate in life, and don't worry about the other lanes, okay? Find out what your superpower is. If you were a woman that was raised with values and morals and you make good decisions, well, you're favored, okay? So life isn't fair. We're not all on the same level in every area of our life, and that's okay. Thank you explaining that. I was thinking that type of area she went in. I lost 50 pounds this year, and I still wear something long to cover my behind. Yes, I mean, listen, y'all, ladies, wearing your behind out, that's not what graceful feminine women do. You know, when we're at the beach or chilling, you know, that's one thing. But when you're going into these establishments where you're interacting with people from all socioeconomic levels, or if it's a more upscale restaurant, or you're going into an unfamiliar environment, you need to learn how to dress for that environment. I just have to say that it looks like you've lost weight. Thank you. You guys know I kicked my weight loss journey off with Weight Watchers. I have dropped the ball. I've dropped the ball, but we gonna get up and we just gonna keep going. Yes, I agree. Racism exists. Absolutely, 100% racism exists. But now it's becoming a cry wolf situation, and it minimizes the real situations that deserve attention. Not everything is racism. Girl, drop the mic. I'm gonna let you closed out the stream. You closed out the stream. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not downplaying anyone's feelings of racism, but what I want to say is logically think through every situation where you feel like you're being discriminated against or mistreated or people are acting funny towards you. Make sure you take your emotions out, which I know is hard. Try to take your emotions out for a second and think logically and say, is this really racism or discrimination? And then ask yourself, can I prove it? And if you cannot, you need to take a reflective look at yourself then and think about what's going on with me, okay? All right, that's it. I'm gonna hop into Patreon and talk about how to determine what to wear and dress yourself. And I will see you ladies. Support Patreon, join us over there if you want to see all of my videos and webinars and everything I've done about personal development and style and self-esteem and that plus size dating video that was on fire. I gave so much information, so much personal information about my own journey and my own story with dating and all of that. So if you don't do anything but join just for a while, you can come and go as you please. You know, it's not anything where you have to stay, you know. So God bless you ladies. I enjoyed talking to you today, and I will see you in my next video.